Last month, the vice president led a meeting with rapper Fat Joe. Oh, there's a sentence I never thought I would say. America, am I right? They led a meeting for people who received pardons from President Biden for low-level cannabis offenses. In the meeting, the vice president said that no one should go to jail for smoking weed. She then followed up with,
"You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You don't exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you."
Fat Joe then said, "Girl, what are you smoking?" Last week, the vice president went to Arizona to lay the blame of its 1864 abortion ban at the feet of Donald Trump, whose newest stance on abortions has been entirely left up to the states. 6-week ban, prosecute doctors, put in place a law that was written at a time when a woman was considered a whore if she showed her ankles. It all works for Donald Trump. You know what, I'm sorry, this is just too intense. Jackson, could you play something that's so stupid and ridiculous will make us laugh?
Nobody has more respect for women than I do. Nobody. Nobody has more respect.
Please, everybody.
Gets me every time. Woo! Okay, so I'm not someone who obsesses about polls. I think political polling is flawed and should be taken with a grain of salt. But the latest New York Times Siena poll says that Biden has improved by 4 points since February and is now only 1 point behind Donald Trump. Woo! All aboard, who we riding with Biden? Choo-choo! Just one moment, a second. Despite President Biden's historic investments in manufacturing green energy, the poll also showed that voters viewed Trump's presidency more favorably than his. You know, I know we live in a time when any video longer than 90 seconds might as well be a Martin Scorsese film. But how can people forget that, how can we forget that Trump defended white supremacists? He told us to inject bleach. He got in a diss battle with Kim Jong-un. And Kim ate him up. And then what about that tax cut that blew up wealth inequality and blew up our deficit? I mean, and finally, the worst thing, Blake Shelton was named People's Sexiest Man Alive. I'm not going back there.
That man is not attractive.
That's what Trump did. But unfortunately, the contrast between Pop Joe and Crazy Grampy Donnie is becoming clearer as Biden continues to cancel student debt for teachers and firefighters, other public service workers. And Trump sits in court for falsifying business records for covering up hush money payments to a porn star. Of course, this trial is historic for the first time a former U.S. president is in court, and also has large implications for the standing of the United States in the world. But all I can think about is that Stormy Daniels said Trump's dick looks like Toad from Mario Kart. Now you're all thinking about it too. Now, if Biden put that in that, he'd be up by 3.5 probably. How big's Toad, right? Trump's first 2 days on trial ended with only 7 jurors being selected. Many were dismissed because it was deemed they could not be impartial. I heard some were even dismissed without even being questioned, like this guy right here. I wonder why, with such profiling, what did they do? Trump in court was both combative and loud, as well as really quiet. But that's because he fell asleep. But don't blame him. It's hard for him to stay awake when no one is shouting his name and when all the women are clothed. That's hard. But even then, despite what Trump may think, the only invasion that's happening is the trillion of cicadas that are about to appear in the United States at the end of this month. And will be swarming around for, at most or least, 6 weeks. I can't deal with this, okay? I can't have the start of summer and a Pride Month being ruined by an army of insects, okay? We already have white twinks to do that, okay? I am so tired of this. I can't.
Lucas, all good. The cicadas will only appear in the Midwest and Southwest.
So not New York?
Nope.
Oh, who gives a fuck? Not my problem. What is here in the Southeast, Southwest? I don't even know what that is. In other more disgusting news, Pringles is partnering with Crocs to make $100 boots that come with an ankle holster for your potato chips. In the words of Wendy Williams, death to all of them. Always the biggest issue in the headlines is when a pop girlie rebrands into being a bad girl. But nothing could have prepared us for the inventor of gay pop, Jojo Siwa. No, she's amazing. I mean, look, nothing could have prepared us. This is like one of the 10 plagues of Egypt. You got hail, you got lice, you got a young lesbian in kiss makeup singing about getting cheated on. It's biblical, look it up. But I am obsessed with, I love that she claims she wrote the song Karma. And it was written by a woman named Britt Smith in 2012 for Miley Cyrus. That is no notes. Beautiful. And you know, I can't wait to teach my future grandchildren about the Jojo Siwa controversy, as well as, you know, one more thing. I can't wait to teach them how to do this. Director of Edie Parker, Brett Heyman, who's here. The hilarious Alex English will take the stage. You're going to watch me go on a trip to the travel agency. We also have a mandatory talk from law enforcement. You'll see what that's up. But first up, he hosts the monthly comedy show, The Lavender Scare. Come on, everybody in Brooklyn. Please give it up for Gabe Gonzalez.